arm and all. A battle for second place with Malcolm Tunstall. Now this guy goes back even farther than you do.
Roger Raymond probably was a name I can remember, Dave, years ago when I used to hide under the cover with a flashlight reading about the heroes of my boyhood motorcycle legends. And this is one of them right here in the Battle of the Twins here at Daytona.
Roger Raymond, three-time Daytona 200 winner, rode with number 55, now carries 155 here in the Battle of the Twins. Now a motorcycle dealer in Kewanee, Illinois, and he's got a good run going here today, starting off in second spot in this race. But the big story is coming from the back of the pack. Marco Lucanelli, former world champion. You're going to hear a lot more about him, and likewise this man. This is Gene Church on the backstretch, and he is your leader, and he's riding a Harley-Davidson down into the chicane here at Daytona. Took the lead off the start and has led every lap of the race thus far. Kicking it over hard to the right. Church, a four-time winner in Battle of the Twins competition here at Daytona. And back up front here again today, looking for win number 5. Big battle, front straightaway. Lucanelli, third in line and fourth on the racetrack, trying to put a move on Tunstall and Riemann. Outside, down into turn number 1 goes Lucanelli, and he's got Tunstall behind him. He's into third spot, going after Riemann. Roger comes back, closes the door, and holds on to the runner-up position. Marco Lucanelli, a former world champion, came here to ride the 200, decided this morning to jump into the Battle of the Twins. They said, you got to start dead last. He said, fine, no problem. And he has come from the back of the pack to run third behind the legendary Roger Riemann. He's inside, and Marco Lucanelli has taken over second spot. A lot of people just learning this guy's name, Dale, but you used to race against Marco.
It's kind of unusual to see Lucanelli in this form of competition. Him coming in from Italy, being a 500cc world champion in the past, he's really a contender on the GP circuit in Europe.
He's got hot laps out there, has run down the leader in this race, Gene Church, and what looked like it was going to be a runaway in the Battle of the Twins had suddenly become a tight two-rider battle, and a fascinating battle at that. Inside goes Lucanelli, and he's got the lead. I don't think Gene Church saw him coming at all, Dale.
I don't think so. I believe Lucanelli kind of snuck up on Church at the point. I think he was more concerned with traffic, and Marco put the bike underneath and made a very nice move.
So suddenly we have a new leader here as Roger Riemann has dropped back to the third spot in the race. Tunstall following him in fourth. Got to give old Roger a lot of credit, though. 46 years old and a broken arm and still in the top 5. Here's the battle for the lead. Lucanelli on the inside, Gene Church on the outside. Lucanelli riding a Cagiva. That is an Italian-built motorcycle. It's a derivative of the Ducati motorcycle. If you're a purist and like the European bikes, you'll know that name. Meanwhile, Gene Church is riding Harley-Davidson, the last of the American motorcycle manufacturers. They've been in the business for more than 75 years now. And in the old days, 44 years ago, when racing started at Daytona on the beach, it was Harleys versus Indians. They raced 2.5 miles up the sand, hung a left, ran 2.5 miles back up the blacktop, called it road racing. Here's somebody with bad luck on the sidelines in this Battle of the Twins. Meanwhile, backstretch battle for the lead. Oh, Church just blows right by him. That old Harley's got a lot of horsepower.
Well, you have to hand it to him. It looked like he stayed on the gas a lot longer, Dave, going in the chicane and literally outbroke Lucanelli for the chicane, so that was a good move by Gene Church.
Now, keep in mind that Gene Church is a former dirt track racer from South Carolina, had really not done very much road racing until he actually retired from dirt tracking. Anytime you put that kind of move on a former world champion, you got your act together, Dale.
An impressive move by Gene Church as he outbroke Lucanelli going into the chicane, and also on the straightaway here at the banking at Daytona. A good rider-bike combination as he seems like he's got the horsepower to hold off the charge from Lucanelli.
That's a famous old Harley-Davidson that Gene Church is riding here today. It's nicknamed Lucifer's Hammer, a term from Greek mythology, a term indicating vengeance. And of course, Harley-Davidson has lost its grasp on Daytona racing over the years. The high-technology Japanese machines now dominate in the big races. But here in the Battle of the Twins, the Harleys still have their day. And right now, Gene Church is giving them quite a day as he locks horns for the world champion Lucanelli up the inside, and Church shuts him off again. He's using some dirt track moves there, isn't he, Dale?
I'm beginning to be impressed with some of the moves Gene Church, holding off Marco Lucanelli, a former 500 world champion. This Italian rider was extremely a very, very respected competitor in Europe, and here he is today being held off by Gene Church on a 750 Harley-Davidson. A remarkable ride by both of these gentlemen.
Good battle. One of the best races of the weekend here in Daytona. Church number 8, Lucanelli number 611. You can't get any more contrast, I don't think, in terms of riders and actually in terms of bikes, too. The Harley is a design that is at least 15 to 20 years old, still very strong in racing trim. The Cagiva is new. It's just making its appearance on the road racing scene. And indeed, Marco Lucanelli will ride a Cagiva Grand Prix machine for the World Championship in 1985. That should be very interesting. The draft at work at Daytona. Church, again with the horsepower, is able to hold off Marco Lucanelli, the young dirt tracker from Carolina, having himself quite a day here against the world champ. They're down into the chicane. The Harley puffs a little smoke as Church gets back on the gas. A motorcycle built by a gentleman named Don Tilley. He's the Harley dealer in Statesville, and noteworthy not only for his prowess as an engine builder, but also for his stock car racing experience. He used to be on Richard Petty's pit crew, and he knows a lot about the high banks at Daytona. But right now he is watching his young man set sail. Up the inside comes Lucanelli again, trying the draft. Is it horsepower that makes the difference? He keeps trying to whip out and make the slingshot move, and it doesn't happen. It
seems as though Lucanelli has got a little advantage in the draft, but I don't think he's accurately doing it in proper fashion.
White flag, 1 lap to go. Lucanelli without a lot of Daytona experience. Perhaps that is his problem. He's not been able to use the draft to get around Gene Church. One gentleman definitely enjoying this show today is Dick O'Brien, who was the manager of the Harley-Davidson factory racing team for all their years of greatness here in Daytona. He takes special delight in coming down just for this one race and watching his bike in the hands of Gene Church run. He and Don Tilley are old friends, and this is a day of great satisfaction for him. He will not stay for the 200. He'll head back to Denver, North Carolina, where he's now a member of Harry Ginn's stock car pit crew. More and more of the motorcycle fraternity making the move into four-wheeled racing. But right now we got a lot of two-wheeled action. Lucanelli taking a last lap shot at Gene Church up the outside. He's got the wheel out in front. Can he slip in front? No. Church comes back up the inside. That Harley's strong, Dale.
That's some good racing right there, Dave. I'm just impressed with this Harley-Davidson of Gene Church. He's riding it beautifully, stuffing it down in the chicane, hard on the brakes. Marco Lucanelli, he's got his hands full with this guy.
They're coming down for the charge to the checkered flag. Lucanelli, the 1981 world champion, against Gene Church, whose only real claim to fame is right here in the Battle of the Twins at Daytona. He's trying to win it for the 5th time, pulling out another bike link on Lucanelli as they hurtle down at 155 miles an hour toward the checkered flag. Lucanelli in the draft, trying for one last shot as they hit the stripe at Daytona. Checkered flag is out, and it'll be Church waving and acknowledging the checkers. He's won the race. A great battle. Happy pit crew. I'll tell you, Dale, that was a heck of a dogfight.
That was a very exciting race, Dave. I'm really impressed with the Gene Church and the old 750 Harley. Marco Lucanelli definitely was trying his best to come back with that.
You saw the international handshake between the Carolina kid and the international racing veteran. Great day for Gene Church. Not a bad day either for Roger Riemann, who finishes 4th overall, broken arm and all. Let's go to Victory Lane.
North Carolina's Gene Church victorious for Harley-Davidson. How does it feel to come in front of a world champion?
It feels good. I didn't know he was back there until he passed me. A few laps before that, I thought I was way ahead according to my crew member, but all at once he passed me, so I knew I had to go to work again.